Colonel Sophia Qureshi and Wing Commander Vyomika Singh will do the press briefing with Vikram Misri. I mean, so it's very, very symbolic. Let me say it again. Colonel Sophia Qureshi and Wing Commander Vyomika Singh. They are going to do the press conference with Vikram Misri. Isn't that truly
Amazing.
great?
Yeah. And on Operation Sindoor.
Huh? On Operation Sindoor, I mean to say, you have women doing press conference, armed forces. I mean to say, now army and other branches of our military, women are pretty much active personnel there.
Yeah. No, and more importantly, symbolic here, considering this
It's
is
not
called
an army of 1920s or 1930s. Indian army has changed over a period of time. It's so welcome. It's such a powerful symbolism.
Surely, and very symbolic considering the terrorists killed men. They separated the women, wives from their husbands, mothers from their sons, sisters from their brothers, and killed men alone. So, two women now addressing a press conference on how they've avenged the death of those 26 innocents is hugely symbolic and a very powerful message from India.
Absolutely, very, very powerful message. General Singh, you can complete your argument and very quickly then, we'll again dip into the press conference.
That is symbolic. Two women giving the press conference, sending a message clearly across. So I'm saying we have engaged Pakistan in various means. And today you've seen that you've engaged it in yet another mean where the three services have got together and carried out precise targeting on Pakistan. And these targets would not have been possible without the intelligence that was made available, and which I talked about earlier. And at the same time, you have taken measures to defend yourself against any counter reaction from Pakistan.
Countermeasure from Pakistan. General Shivani, well, Colonel Sophia Qureshi and Wing Commander Vyomika Singh, Lieutenant Colonel Sophia Qureshi of the Corps of the Signals has created history by achieving the rare distinction of becoming the first woman officer to lead a training contingent of the Indian Army at Force 18, the ongoing ASEAN plus multinational field training exercise. I mean to say, I can just go on and on. We all want to know what the Indian forces, our men in olives have done, men and women in olives have done, because but right now the larger issue is, do you think it's going to get contained in the next 78 to 90 hours, or do you think that it can continue at a lower intensity over a longer period of time at various locations, the altercation that is taking place, sir?
So to understand the escalatory ladder,
yes,
and to understand the duration to which this would last, we need to understand what are the dilemmas of Pakistan today. Firstly, they don't have a target. Secondly, we have not crossed the LC or the IB. So will it be their onus to carry out trans-LC, trans-IB operation? I don't think they have the courage and the wherewithal. Three, do they have the war effort for a conventional war today, given the state in which they are? Certainly, economics and the war effort are correlated to each other, which lacks in Pakistan today. Fourthly, is any nation globally going to give or boost up their war effort at this time when their image has been exposed? So I think Pakistan is in a big dilemma what to do, and therefore they're in a panic to do something to show to their nation and to the people that we are responding. And how have they responded? In a very unprofessional, haphazard manner, which has actually hit them even more. So as I see this thing going, I don't think in this war on terror, the escalatory ladder is in favor of Pakistan, whereas today we as a nation, morally, physically, and in terms of war effort, war endurance, are capable of the entire spectrum of escalation. Having said that, we will not bite the Pakistani nuclear saber rattling of tactical nuclear weapons, which they will showcase, because We don't differentiate between a tactical and a strategic nuclear weapon. A nuclear weapon is a nuclear weapon, and any no first use is also conditional. Any posturing or a threat of use will be taken that our NFU is violated, and therefore we will take suitable action. So let's not call their nuclear bluff also. I'm afraid Pakistan is on a very, very slippery wicket, and a wicket where internationally they have been shown their place as a nation, as a failed state, and a nation which abets and assists terror globally.
Okay, Captain
Thank
Saxena,
you.
please stay with us, General. Captain Saxena, my question to you is that, we make them pay the price. But again, I come back to the moot issue, the behavior does not change. Do you think that the behavior will change with other non-kinetic, options, pushed on Pakistan throughout the year, like closing of the Baghliyar, closing of other dams, by creating this pressure, they should be back to the FATF grey list or maybe the blacklist. Yeah. Why grey list? They should be blacklisted. Yeah. The behavior does not change.
Yeah, and this will not change till the time we change our stance, because we have tried everything, starting from Lahore bus service, which our Prime Minister that time, Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, did just before the Kargil, and you see what they have done during Kargil, right? After that, there were many strikes. They have done Balakot. We have to do that, but despite that, their behavior had not changed. So there was a need to take a multi-dimensional approach, and I think some of these dimensions. One kinetic part we are seeing today, but on the diplomatic front, on the Indus Water Treaty is a game changer, because Pakistan is already having the shortage of water. We know we will not be able to stop all the water, but that's not required. Even if we are able to divert or stop 10% of the water, and do not give them the predictability when the water will be stopped and when it will be sent into the reservoir, that will create a chaos into the Pakistan, and they knew this. That's why they want to come to the negotiating table. And this, all the thing, nuclear thing, they are saying they are not for us. Actually, they are asking the international community to come and mediate, because they want the step taken by India are now going to hurt, not only in terms of military steps, but hurt where it hurt most, in their stomach. Pakistan is a nation which is a food deficient nation. Now we have stopped total import, which was even going through Dubai and other nation. You are going to see the inflation is going to be skyrocket. If they come even into the grey list, they are already into a very, very weak wicket. They are on a thin ice in terms of their financial management. They hardly have got foreign reserves of $9 billion compared to Indian foreign reserves of $682 billion. So they cannot have their deployment of army more than 15 days. That's their maximum limit. So in my view, this is only one part of the thing. Overall, these strikes, but the
our
other
research said 4
stroke will
days.
continue.
Our research said 4 days. At max, they will survive 4 days of intense war, not even 14. And now they've increased their defense spends by 18%. Almost look like a move out of panic. They've sold off a lot of their artillery earlier to Ukraine at that point for money, and now they're left scrambling. Would you be able to tell us, we've tried to probe our panelists a little earlier as well in the hours that, that went by, on what kind of firepower does Pakistan have? And do we outdo them? We know we do, but how far beyond is India's firepower in compared to Pakistan?
See, in terms of firepower, we are definitely much, much stronger than them. Not only in terms of number. If I just give you the number of howitzer, you are seeing a lot of firing happening. So Pakistan has got 2,600 large artillery guns and howitzer, where India has got 4,200 guns. And the precision and the power and destroying power is much, much higher than compared to that. Similar is the ratio for our aircraft. But the more important thing is what condition aircrafts are. We have got 4.5 generation aircraft, which is Rafale and some of the top generation aircraft. Whereas Pakistan is not even able to look after their maintenance of their aircraft. They do not have the artillery shelling. They may have still have got the half the number of gun than us, but their war reserve has already been depleted, because finally, war is all about money. They were not having money to eat. That's why they have to sell some of their equipments and their artillery shells to Ukraine. So they do not have firepower to fight with us. That's very clear. That's why you see they are posturing about the nuclear. They always, everyone talk about, they never talk about the conventional war. Everyone talk about starting from, you know, army chief to their politician that we are nuclear power. So, but India is not much bothered because they know that it's just a threat. Because even if Pakistan start that posturing,
Yeah.
Pakistan is going to be wiped out from the map of globe. So they will not do that, and international community will not allow to do that. So in terms of the firepower, Pakistan does not have. And there are two things: one is your artillery and equipment. Second is how do you go for your country? See, in Kargil, everything was against us. The chances of Pakistan winning was nearly 95% because they were sitting on top. And in mountain warfare, anyone on top is like 100 times powerful. But still, Indian armed forces achieved an impossible victory. So it's about how motivated your Jawan, your officers are there, who always lead from the front. Pakistan officers are like royal officers, right? They are more into trade business rather than fighting. So they just say, ask their Jawan to do that. But we have got the tales of bravery starting from Vikram Batra to Vijan Thapar and everyone. We all led from the front. And that's why Indian Army is one of the most capable army in terms of their valor, in terms of their skill, in terms of their courage. So there is no way Pakistan can even stay for a few days in front of India.
Absolutely, you know that goes beyond any doubt. But General Singh, there is an additional issue here. The additional issue is of the longer strategy, sir. Kinetic response, India has demonstrated it. India has demonstrated kinetic response previously also. Non-kinetic response, sir, they have been announced by the government of India in terms of post, in terms of water, in terms of trade, sir, in terms of visa, border movement, consulate, everything. We have done that. I mean, say, do you think that these, by keeping up this pressure, some tangible movement will take place, or do you think that some other solutions are required? Indian
No, you
realism,
see,
like Jaishankar said, Russian realism, American realism, there was an Indian realism of 1971 war. Do you think some, and I'm not saying that word, or there is some another Indian realism should come into play?
No, the realism of 71 war you saw was the separation of, uh, East Pakistan, which came into Bangladesh. And that was a major step taken. So now what are the steps you're, trying to say? The step which everybody is talking about is that there are a lot of fault lines within Pakistan. So are you, now Pakistan is blaming the some of the fault lines on India, which is not true. They have a problem in Baluchistan, so that is very well known. They have a problem in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa.